Have a wine with Sydney food writer Lisa Diminor as we take you behind the scenes where the locals like to play.
Hi guys, I'm having an Into the Wild, which is a drink, not a trip, with the mixologist who combines booze with social science, who makes the produce the star over the spirit and considers garnish as an ingredient, not just a decoration. Michael Chem's imagination knows no limits. He is 2016's Bartender of the Year, and his co-owned bar PS40 has won accolades such as Australian Bartender's 2017 Cocktailist of the Year, and most recently Time Out's 2020 Bar of the Year. Michael, welcome to the series.
Thanks for having me.
Michael, each drink here at PS40 has its own story. Run us through the creative process. Do you start with a place that resonates with you or an ingredient that's in season?
I think we have a few different methods in which we come up with our drinks. For starters, all the drinks on our menu, no matter what style of menu, have to be interesting for us to make. And then if it's interesting for us, it's definitely going to be interesting for all our guests that come into the bar. We always try to play with local and seasonal ingredients. But recently we've been developing menus based around themes. So as you can see around you in the bar, there's like big posters of our cocktails that are focused around festivals. So the latest iteration of cocktail menu was based around 10 festivals all around the world that you might be able to recognize, and they've been translated into cocktails. Whereas the next cocktail menu, the theme that's going to tie everything together is actually one of my favorite places to be, in a restaurant. So
cool.
We're breaking down our menu into entrees, mains, desserts, coffee and tea, and being a little playful with it at the same time.
Who writes the descriptions for each drink and what are they on? Because it reads like a spiritual experience.
Yeah, a bit of a team effort. So the copy and everything in terms of the menu is done as a team. Everyone who works here has the same amount of input or output depending on how much they feel like contributing, and we encourage everyone to put everything in.
No psychedelics involved with that?
No psychedelics. No, maybe a few drinks here and there after shift, but
helps lubricate the creative process.
Exactly.
How important is the type of glassware that your drinks are served in?
Really important. So before I even opened up this bar, I had obsessively collected glassware all over the place. So
wow, so you have a glass fetish too.
Yeah, definitely. So that glass there is $1 worth of glassware from Vinnie's down south. And then, over like 4 or 5 years before I even decided I wanted to open a bar, I just every now and then stopped by stores, picked up a collection of glassware. Some of it was from eBay as well, and stocked the bar eventually. The glassware is super unique. So if you come in here and you have, say, for example, 4 martinis, we'd hope that you probably have the 4 martinis in 4 different glasses.
Oh, wow.
So it's not consistent at all. And it's hopefully, the idea is that everyone appreciates the glass. It gives you a different experience every time, even though the drink's exactly the same.
Michael, your creative streak has earned you collaboration bragging rights with the likes of Chin Chin Sydney and Absolute. Is there a cocktail list here in Sydney that you want your name on?
No, not in particular. It's more about working with people who are like-minded. So if I was to ever work with anyone, it'd probably it would be more working with chefs and etc. to come up with menus and do something that we've never done before.
Is that the future for PS40, to try and do some collaborations, match some snacks with your drinks? Yeah,
I think doing things outside of the box is what we're all about. So previously, one of my favorite events, we worked with 4 Pillars, and instead of just working simply with a spirits company and whatnot, we looked a little to the left and thought, how cool would it be? We came up with an event called Potting Around. Had 4 ceramic artists come into the bar. They created 4 drinks based around themselves, as well as their ethos and the ceramic that they provided us with. So that challenged us a little bit more than the classic booze and bar kind of collaboration, or booze and chef collaboration.
Booze and artist
collaboration.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a bit of fun.
Cool. Who do you trust to make your drink for you?
we're in a really lucky area around here. So as soon as I step off onto my break, or if I am ever in the area and off shift, we're spoiled for choice. So there's about 5 or 6 really great bars around here.
Anyone in particular?
You'll probably see me at the Baxter Inn the most.
Yep, I've seen you.
So that's probably where I would definitely go for a drink. I'd love to go to Old Mate's Place for a drink, but it's super hard to get in. They're so popular. So between those two, Cantina OK is a really great place for us after work because it's open till 2. And I can just continue going on with the list. Yeah.
Well, do
but
you
those are the
switch
3
off?
closest.
Are you able to switch off, or are you constantly like, do you silently judge? Or
No, never.
No.
So I learned many years ago that you don't have much fun going into bars and restaurants if you are silently judging. So it's kind of like when I buy a movie ticket, I spend my $15. As long as I have my popcorn and my frozen Coke, I
You're
don't really
happy.
mind. Yeah, a movie could be really shit and I'll still have a great time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How often do you overindulge, and what's your poison of choice?
I do overindulge a little bit.
We
I've been
all do.
actually working on
Not?
underindulging. Yeah, especially after a boozy trip.
Yes,
I
you're
think
in
there's-
Tokyo.
Yeah, I think there's a good balance. So previously, like 5 years ago, you wouldn't have seen me waking up early in the morning and going for a run to try to balance out what I did the night beforehand. And I've really been practicing balance in life.
Yes.
Because I feel like
Will
it's
we ever
helping me.
achieve it?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get there. So yeah, it's definitely trying to find some sort of balance, even though it's really hard sometimes. And in terms of overindulging, I'm a bit of a mixed person. I drink beer, cocktails, wine, everything really. It just depends on the time of the day.
Yeah, and the mood that you're in.
Yeah.
Tell me about Tokyo. I see you've just gotten back.
Yep.
That was collaborating with.
Johnny Walker.
That's cool.
So Johnny Walker were kind enough to fly 3 bartenders and myself across, and pretty much just have a cultural and food and drink experience,
How amazing.
chasing highballs all around the city. We had the best time in 7-Elevens eating fried chicken and egg
How
sandwiches.
good is the
Yeah.
sandwiches in 7-Eleven?
They're ridiculous. Drinking that, our first drink was in a 7-Eleven.
The best.
I remember talking to one of the guys that came with us, Strawberry George, and I said, "Oh, we're past the 7-Eleven. We should have a drink." And he
Strange
came
concept.
from he's from the south of England, and he just was like, "What?" And I basically said to him, "Welcome to Asia. Like,
Yeah.
the 7-Elevens here are dope." But then we got treated by going to some of the fanciest high-end cocktail bars where the bartenders behind the sticker have been there for 30 to 50 years or so.
So much history.
Yeah, so we got a good mix of everything, and I think I got to eat pretty much everything I wanted to eat as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Fast and fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you bringing anything back from your travels in terms of inspiration for drinks?
Yeah, inspiration for drinks. I think for me, there were a few places that I went that had a really nice ritual to them. And so I'll definitely be taking that kind of process and high attention to detail back to the bar.
Not that you already don't have it. I
Yeah.
just saw the way you sliced my pineapple on, like,
Yeah.
what I would normally see with a leg of ham going
Yeah.
through.
Well, 100%. I think the
That's
Japanese
precision.
are so precise. Like if we can do 5-10% of how crazy they go into doing some things, we do really well. And then just bring that Australian kind of hospitality to it as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's different culture too. I think in Japan, you're more likely to wait and appreciate. And I
Yeah.
think in Sydney, you're, up against the pressures of people not wanting to wait and also want to give a service.
Yeah, for sure.
How would you manage that?
Well, our style is very much so for the locals. We don't go the full Japanese way, and over there you could be expecting to wait for a drink for 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In Sydney, that would probably not be on.
No.
And
My
that's
husband
not-
gets anxiety.
Yeah,
Calm down.
It's definitely not something we want to be doing. I think for us at our bar, like my favorite seat at the bar, if I wasn't working, would be right in front of the bartenders.
I love that. You just see everything.
Yeah, you can see how busy they are, but ideally, like we're never too busy to have conversation. And that's what being in a bar is all about: feeling comfortable, feeling at home, and then
Being inspired by what you
and then you
see.
forget about how long you're waiting.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good distraction.
Yeah.
Michael, it's been so much fun. Thank you
Awesome.
for sitting with me and taking us behind the scenes here at PS40.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
You're listening to Have a Wine, your audio review on eating, drinking, and taking the long way home. For guest updates, follow @HaveAWine as we chat to serious talent and industry insiders. Subscribe and stay curious, Sydney.